Hi everyone, it's Tammy from Frou-frou Studio and welcome back to my channel. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome. I'm glad you came. Today I am going to be working on I saw it on Pinterest, and I am going to work in my journal that I purchased from Lorna at taylormadejournals. I work in this journal occasionally, not as much as I would like to, but the journal, when I received it from her, was beyond beautiful. But I have gone in and added a few of my favorite things throughout the journal. You can see she filled it with all kinds of old ledger papers and documents and things like that. And then I've gone in and embellished pages along the way with things that I find that I like, or that, if the moment hits me that, an idea comes to my head or whatever, then I come in and I work in here. And then a lot of these ideas, I can then use later in my journals. And so I love to work in this. And like I said, I don't get to work in it near as much as I want to. But one day I'll get it full, and it will be full of just yummy stuff that I like. But like I said, the papers and the documents and things that she included in here are awesome to begin with. So even if I had not done anything to this, it would be a gorgeous journal. So I'm just doing a quick flip through so you can see kind of some of the things that I've done in the past. And then we'll get started. So these are my little maple, those little maple seed dragonflies. And there is a video on this, how I made those. There's also a video on how I made this background. Some of these things are previous episodes of I Saw on Pinterest, and you can find them there. I think that's it. But today I am going to work on these 2 pages. And I found a pen on Pinterest that I want to use to inspire me to decorate these pages. And it is by clayscrapcreative.blog from January of 2016. And he created I'm assuming that's a he, it may be a she, it's in a foreign language, and so I couldn't really determine, but the person that the blog belongs to created a rubber stamp that said live in the moment, and he or she created a tag or a journal card using that stamp and a dragonfly stamp. And I did not bring my laptop up here so that I could show you right now what that finished thing looks like, but I will post it in the at the end of the video so you can see kind of what I was working from. And I am, of course, as always, adapting this to kind of my style. And I was hoping that would be long enough to hold that, but it's not. Adapting it to my version and how I want to use it in my journal. So, since I am working directly in this journal, I am hoping that this is going to work out okay and be successful, because it is a kind of difficult task to stamp in here. And as a matter of fact, I meant to grab something. Let me see here. I'm going to grab a book cover so that I can put it behind here when I stamp and hopefully get a little bit of stamp. A little bit harder surface to stamp on, and actually I'm probably will use this side. So the first thing that I want to do is kind of create my background. And I'm going to be working with several things today, and I'll try to tell you where everything is from and so forth and so on as we go through. I want to use this scripty stamp, which is a Tim Holtz scripty stamp. And I'm just going to kind of stamp a background on there to start with. And instead of doing it in black or brown, I'm going to do it in hickory smoke, because I do not want it to be too prominent, and I do not want it to be to overwhelm what I'm going to do for the rest of the page. And so I'm going to start with that. And I'm just going to put some on here. And I'm not worried about getting a full stamp on this at all. The main goal is to just get something on the page. So I'm just going to kind of ink it up a little bit. And put my little book back in here. And no. And not do that, and go for it. And like I said, I'm not looking for anything perfect or anything like that. I just want something in the background. There we go. And you can see that kind of mimics this writing. And that was, you know, another reason that I wanted to do the kind of hickory smoke instead of the black. If I had done a black, it would be a lot bolder and, you know, really a contrast to this. And I wanted it to be more of a blend to this, not, you know, totally contrast. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to be working all in prize ribbon today. I've got Distress Oxide, and I've got the Distress Ink in the prize ribbon, because I want a blue spread. And the reason that I want a blue spread is I'm going to take this beautiful napkin that I got in a Happy Mail that has these beautiful blue dragonflies on it, and I'm going to be putting some of this, I'm going to decoupage on this opposite page. So I figured that was the best way for me to hoard a little bit of this napkin and keep it forever, was to put it in my own journal. So that's what I'm going to do. But in the meantime, I want to take this stencil, which is Tim Holtz. You can see I'm not a very good stencil mama. All my stencils are dirty because they are well loved. I do not see a number on this so that I can tell you what number it is, but it's just random dots. And we're going to take the Distress Oxide, not the ink, but the Distress Oxide, and my little makeup brush thingy here, and I'm just going to randomly put some dots here and there. I don't want a lot. I just want something to kind of, you know, put on this background. Okay? So that's basically all I'm going to do. I am going to ink around the edges of the page. And to ink around the edges of the page, again, I'm going to go back to the hickory smoke. And I think I can probably use my black soot little dauber thing here. So how is everybody? I hope everybody is having a good week. And that you're getting to create some things this week. There we go. And I'm not going to worry about this page right now, but I will do the same on that page so that it kind of ties together. Okay, now comes the fun part and the really, 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 I can't stress really enough, scary part. Okay, we are going to take this dragonfly stamp and we're going to stamp it right here in the middle. And I know that doesn't sound too scary, but you'll see as we go along that it's going to become, oh, oop, I don't want the Distress Oxide, I want the Distress Ink. It's going to become a lot scarier. I'm going to be sure and ink this up really well because I've got one shot at this because it's in the book. Not that it can't be fixed, but I would rather do it right the first time and not have to. So I'm going to hold my book up like this, and I'm sorry if that's being blocked in your vision at the moment, but I need to get that nice and flat so that when I put this stamp down, I've got a nice flat surface, and I'm going to get it as close to the center as I can. And hold it down there a few seconds, give the ink a chance to sink in. Okay, so there we go. All right. Now, step 2, I'm going to move this to the side for just a minute because we don't need it. I cut these 2 pieces with my die cuts, and they are just on coffee dyed paper, tea dyed paper, actually. And I'm going to again, do I want to use, I think I'm going to use Hickory Smoke again. And I'm going to ink around the edges of the circle. Or it's not a circle, but you get the idea. Okay, now we're going to ink up the dragonfly again with the Prize Ribbon Distress Ink. This is a beautiful colored blue. I just love it. I'm going to take a little bit of extra time here and make sure that I get it everywhere. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it again in the center. Okay, there we go. Now I've got a smaller one, which was the next size down. I'm going to ink it, and you notice I'm just on this one using the pad itself because I don't care that if it's all the way around or not. I just want a little bit of definition. ink this up again. Again, I'm making sure that I get every one of those little wing veins inked well. And we're going to do the same thing in the center. I'm actually going to this is going to layer on top of this, so I'm going to make sure that I'm okay. So I'm going to do this. Could you tell I was nervous about that? I think I was holding my breath. Okay. So now, can move that out of the way. What we have is, we have this that's going to layer on here, like so. And then let's bring our book back. And then it's going to layer on here. Like that. Okay? But before we do anything else, I want to also add my book back up here, a little bit of script on these as well. And what I want to do is I want to stamp both of these at the same time when I do that, and make sure they're lined up. And get my scripty stamp here. And I just want to take the hickory smoke. And again, I'm not going to stamp the whole stamp this time because I don't need it. And then let's do up here a little bit. Okay. Put that back out of the way. Now I'm going to glue these on some cardstock because I want them to be a little bit more sturdy, because I'm going to kind of create a little bit of depth in between the two cards. And I just tried to pick a cardstock that was about the same color as the paper on the journal page. Okay, so we got that one. Go back around the edges, make sure we have everything covered. And then let's do this one. I did try this on just kind of a test run before I turned the camera on, and I tried it by stamping all three pieces at the same time. You know, I had a piece of paper, and then I had one of these and one of these, and I just laid them on top of each other and stamped. And it worked, but I didn't think the results were near as good as stamping them separately. So, you can do it that way too, but like I said, I didn't think the results were as good as stamping it the 3 separate times. And see, I still didn't get the tail. There we go. I was trying to say I still didn't get the tail totally lined up, but it's okay. I did. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some dimensional tape. Do I wanna lift it up that far? Let me see, how far is my, if I put some of these little things on there, how far is that gonna lift it up? That may be too far. I'm just gonna set it on there for the time being. No, I think that's okay. Okay, let's bring the book back. Oh, one other thing I want to do, and I did not bring it over here. Hold what you got for 1 second. Okay, I want to put some of these little dots on here in the Distress Oxide. Okay, now, do I want any on my page? No, because we have big dots. Do I want some in the hickory smoke? No, I don't. Okay, sorry. And asking and answering myself. All right, so now we can bring this back and glue or tape these into place. So I believe that I want the bottom to pretty much be just the thickness of the one paper. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on here. Scoot it up so I make sure you can see me mess up here. Get this lined up. I really should have used something besides art glitter glue, which gives me no time to mess up, but I didn't. So there's that one. And then on this one, I'm going to put the dimensional tape, foam tape. On the back. And then I'm going to struggle for the next half hour trying to take the tape off the back of the dimensional tape. There we go. There's one. This would be a good time to go to the kitchen and get a snack while I'm trying to get this off the back. There's two, one more. Okay, we got it. All right, now we're gonna line this one up. And there we go. So there's that part, and then I want to put this number 5. I love this number 5 from Tim Holtz. And I'm going to do it in the blue as well. Put my little book back here again. There we go. Now the only other thing we need is something up here, and I'm gonna look and see because I believe that my Kathy Holden stickers have some of this blue. And if I can find one that's kind of a long, skinny one, chocolate sticks. Vanilla chocolate sticks. I think that one's too big. I like that one though. I have to keep in mind what's behind here as well, because it will show. I just love these Kathy Holden stickers. It's chewing gum. It's round. Let's see if there's a rectangular one in here. Oops. Page is coming out. Another oval. Let's see what this one. Actually, I don't mind that. Now, I'd kind of like to do something here, because that shows there. Do we have a long border type thing in blue? Or I could use some washi. Or I could use a piece of the napkin there when I do this. Let's look through here one more time. There's too many ors. I really like that piano sticker. Or, I don't want to cover up that date though. It says 1911. So I need something kind of small. What's on this one? Nothing's on that one. I could use that chocolate sticks. It's kind of like a tab. I think that's gonna work. Okay, so let's put something on the back of this. Okay, like that. Now, we're going to address this side and put our napkin on here. I am going to put you on pause just a minute so that I can pick up all of the stuff we're using so far and I can get my stuff ready for decoupage. So I will be back. It'll just be a couple of seconds for you guys, and I'll gather my stuff together. So I will see you back in just a sec. Okay, I have reset and we're now ready to do the other side so that I can use some of this napkin and keep it forever. So I'm just going to cut it in half here. Get that half out of our way. And then I want to use the middle panel, I believe. Actually, I may have to. I'm going to do it that way. And I don't want to cover up that number up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my water brush and I'm just going to kind of decide how I want this shaped, and just kind of take my water brush, because if you do that, then you can pull it apart and get a nice rough edge to work with and not have to deal with scissor marks and all that kind of stuff. And actually, I think I'm going to do, because if I get that 129, okay, let's do kind of like that. And come straight down here, straight across here. Okay, so that's the piece we're going to work with. And I put a piece of just like baker's deli paper behind so I don't get anything on the other pages. And I'm going to use Distress Collage Medium and my little silicone spreader, which is actually, I think, for putting like face mask on. But I'm going to use that to spread my Distress or my collage medium onto the page. So I'm just going to kind of put it where the napkin's going to be. And I don't care if it's too much because it just strengthens the page and it is matte. And so even if you do like the whole page, you know, just to be safe, you're not hurting anything. And this stuff dries pretty quickly, so you want to work, you know, fairly fast when you're using it. You just want to put it on there. And we may have a potential problem. I hope not, but when I wiped that off, there was pink in it, so I think the lines on the ledger paper are running. They may run through this. I hope not, but they might. You can see that a lot of that had already dried as quickly as, you know, I thought I was going. Helps if the paper's behind it, doesn't it? See how that's smearing the lines on the ledger paper? Hopefully that won't come bleeding through. Alright, and then I'm going to go over the top. And I mean, it's going to show through, obviously, because it's going to, you know, be semi-transparent. But I just don't want it to look all like smeared, for lack of a better word to come to me at the moment. And just keep working with it. You know, you have to be a little bit gentle so that you don't tear your napkin, but these silicone brushes are pretty good for that. Not grabbing it too bad and ripping it. Got some on this other other page, which is not going to hurt anything, but I just don't want it down in that crease. Okay, again, I'm going to pause you and dry this so you don't have to hear it. And again, it'll just be a second for you guys. Okay, I'm back and we are dry, or at least dry enough to continue. And this is what it looks like. And those lines did not smear or bleed, so I'm quite happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hickory smoke and go around the edges of the page like I did on this side, just to tie in the two pages. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. Sorry, I think I'm getting the hiccups. Hope not. If I do, I will again pause and get rid of them. All right, so there we go. Now let's add some of these little dots like I did with the blue. Just a few here and there. Oops, those smeared. But we should have used the ink, Tammy. You know, I knew I had collage medium on there. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can do it with the ink and not smear it. That would be more better. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna have to address that boo-boo. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can use that other sticker that I liked without it looking too weird. See what I've got over here. This is more of a goldy color. Yes, I made a boo-boo. Oh, I know what I could use. Maybe. I really want a long strippy part. I also like that one though. You look at this one. I love these stickers. I think I said that already, but I just really do. I could do a label. Let's see what I got in my labels. I'm not sure, guys, at the moment. We won't worry about it at this very moment, but it will be addressed. Because I've got to be sure that whatever I do is also going to work when I do this page. Okay, let's get on with it. So, I want to do, I think, just a tad of this scripty stamp. I don't know if I may use that as well. But I kind of like it just with the paper on it, to be honest. And let's get the Hickory Smoke ink. This is archival ink, so it should be okay. Okay. So I believe that works. And I believe we're going to call that finished. Now, I may go back at some point when, you know, I find something else that I like that's blue and clip it to here or add to it. But as far as, you know, getting my base piece started in my page layout, I'm really happy with that. So again, that inspiration was from Clay Scrap Creative.blog, and it is KREATIV.blog, and it's from January of 2016. And like I said, it is in a foreign language. You can probably hit the translate button and have it translate, you know, to English, or whatever language that you need it to be. But that's it, and that's this piece. His, of course, was not all in blue, and his little shapes were a little different. And I keep saying he because I'm assuming Clay is the first name. It may not be. It may be initial C, Lay. I'm not sure. But whoever, it was a beautiful piece. And I really enjoyed, you know, making this piece inspired off of it. So I hope you guys like that too. And I will see you guys back over the weekend for another project. And I hope everybody continues to have a great week. And everybody stay healthy. There's so much going around. I hope you haven't caught anything, and if you have, I hope you get well really soon. I'll see you next time. Bye.